Hey YouTube, I'm back again with another video. This your girl Latoya, and I want to talk about my video earlier because I really kind of like messed that up because I'm supposed to be trying to tell y'all about me, but to cap off what I was saying earlier about where I'm from, and most of the people know me as Mookie. They don't know me as Latoya, other than a few classmates or whatever you want to call it that. But I grew up in the projects, right on Booker T, Washington Road, that pink project. I grew up there. So many memories there, but all the memories are not bad, but they ain't all good either, from my recollection. I just know that as time went on, and as I grew up, that I had to take on a lot of responsibility as a young child. On top of being molested by the family friend. I got to be. I'm a plus size girl. I'm obese, and when I was 8, 9, 10, I always looked at older than what I was, and a lot of men would approach me, even the ones that was visiting my mom and grandma house in the projects and stuff, and wherever we lived at, because we moved a lot. They would be approaching me and trying to get with me, a young child, thinking I was older than what I was. So I fell victim to a lot of sexual abuse over a period of time in my life. I remember one time when I was in the park right there on Harris Road, um, one of the family friends, one of the people, I don't know if there was a family friend or not, but I know they used to drink with my grandmama. And I was in the park by myself playing on the big old monkey bar thing, the circle one, and you could climb up, and they pulled a knife out on me, and they wanted to and they drove me in the bushes like you going toward Betty Holloman house, because she lived right behind, right in the front of the park, and her house was in the back of the park. And they took me over there, and he kissed on me and rubbed on me and all that old crap with a knife out. So many memories I have. But I tell my story because I'm not looking for sympathy or anything like that. I just want to tell my story because, I've been suppressing so much and dealing with so much. Even now, with the separation of me and my husband, I've just been dealing with so much. And over the years, since I moved away from Florida, I have been to therapy. And it's done wonders for me because at a point in time I wasn't willing and ready to go visit my hometown. But about 2 years ago in 2019, I came down for Thanksgiving and visited my cousin. She invited me down, and it was a good time. But at the same time, I was having anxiety. The whole time I was there, I was having anxiety. I never really showed it, but I was having anxiety because I didn't want to run into my own mother nowhere around town. And I was praying like, God, no, I don't want to see that woman. I don't want my children to see that woman because she don't even acknowledge them. But that's another topic. That's a whole nother topic right there because it's so much stuff that I can just talk about. And I'm not talking about it just to get a wow factor. Like I said, I'm not talking about it to get any sympathy. This is my story, and nobody knows it. Nobody knows the way I've been treated by my own mom. The way she just something wasn't right. Something wasn't right at all, and it's to the point to I almost thought she hated me. I used to try my best to try to please her and stuff. But as time went on and as I grew up, she really didn't have no love for me. She never told me she loved me. She never acted like she loved me. And it's always with somebody else before us. For me and my brothers and sisters. Always somebody before us. Always a different man and this and that and other. No kind of respect. But she didn't really teach me anything, but she didn't teach me nothing, but she taught me enough. And that is to, the first time and our first opportunity I got was to get out from under that roof. Because I knew if I didn't leave from under her roof, I was going to be doomed forever. And I saved and pinched and saved until I was able to get my own first apartment, which was at Woodside. And I was so proud of that apartment. I sure was. But she was so angry at me, she would never come to my house, my apartment. She would never come in. If she did come, she would never come in. She was always so negative, 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 negative. She was just like, when I was growing up, I can remember her calling me all kind of names. Nobody never love you, and you fat, and nobody don't ever nobody will ever want you. And those kind of things, they stuck with me because as I went through school, especially middle school and on up, I struggled a whole lot. And it seemed like I just passed through school because I had the kids picking on me because I was fat. They was pick at me all the time. I had I wouldn't even call them friends. They just were people. I can remember a lot of people that used to pick on me, but I'm not going to even name drop them. But, yeah. Yeah. And then through that whole time I think around middle school, I met a friend. I had a good friend. And we stood together probably till we got to high school. Then our relationship kind of fizzled off. But I also had another friend I used to go visit and stay with, too. And I enjoyed the company of her family and her daddy and stuff. They made me feel, and I seen what a real family looked like when I did that. Because with me, growing up, I didn't never have that mother and daddy type vibe in my house. You know what I'm saying? I never had that. So I never knew what that looked like. So when I got married, I was trying to figure things out. I didn't know a lot of different things. So I had to figure things out. A lot of different things out when it comes to being married and being a wife. I really did. And, my husband, he got me at an early age. We started dating when I was 26 and he was 36. So he basically re-raised me. But at the same time, I had to grow up with him too because he was doing so much behind my back. Before I even really got the chance to know him, he was doing a lot of different things. I didn't know that he was on drugs when we got together. I didn't know a lot of different things. And I let a lot of things go by. I ignore a lot of the red flags and stuff like that. And when it came to our relationship, I was just so happy that somebody loved me. And I just was like, okay, this is it. This is it. And I set up for that for a long time, but I grew to love him. And I wanted to have children because I know a certain doctor in Arcadia. I used to see a gynecologist and I used to see, and they would tell me, you'll never have kids because you're too big. You got to lose weight to have kids. I'm like, okay, that just killed all my dreams of having a kid. But yeah, I grew up on Booker T, Washington, in Arcadia, Florida. Me and my sister, we grew up together. We were a couple years apart. And we're a couple years apart, but me and her, we grew up together, and we were just as different as night as day. Different as night and day. And living home with my mom and my grandma, it had its advantages because I learned how to pay bills and cook and just basically take care of business because a lot of times we did a lot of moving prior. We did a lot of moving prior to us living in Booker T, living on Booker T, Washington. We did a lot of moving. We thought we had a house, and then we lost that one. And we stayed. We went from we lived in the area called the White Section, and we had a house, and we lost that house. And from that point on, we was living in crappy houses after crappy houses. Sometimes the houses that we lived in, shoot, more animals got in than anything. It's like, wow, we got to share the house with the animals too. Oh my God. Yeah. Even one house, somebody broke in. I was laying on the couch with my legs wide open in my drawers and t-shirt. But they didn't. They overlooked me and they found somebody else. But that's not my story to tell. Lord of Jesus Christ. And I have my son here. He's aggravating me. I'm trying to do this video and he wants to be in the camera. Come here. Come here, Draymond. This is my son. This is my little 5-year-old boy. This is Draymond. And he want to be in the video and talking and carrying on. You got something to say? All right. Look, can I go and carry on with my video? Stop looking like that. That boy right there, he can mean mug. He came out the womb mean mugging. He came out the womb mean mugging. And he lost 2 of his teeth. Back up, baby. Okay, now you go to your room while I go and talk, okay? I'll call you in a minute. Go. But anyways, I had some enjoyable moments in my childhood. I was able to hang out with my childhood friends, and we used to be in some odd places, like in ditches and behind parks and just doing crazy stuff. I think we stayed in the woods more than anything. Oh Lord. Yes, just back in the day. I just remember so much about growing up. Most importantly, I do miss my grandmama though. She died. I miss her a lot, even though she wasn't the right figure, she wasn't the right one to be mentoring, but she had her stuff. But I miss her a lot though. I didn't realize how much important she was until after I got grown, and now that I'm grown and have my own kids, she came and see him. Because I know she would love my 5-year-old. She would love him to death. They would have been best friends. Yeah. But when I was going to school, it was just like I said, like I was just going through it. I didn't even finish school. I had walked away with a high school completion. And I wasn't going to settle for that. And I went to Job Corps. And I stayed at Job Corps long enough to get my GED. I was in Mississippi. Crystal Springs, Mississippi, to be exact. And I stayed long enough to get me a GED. And I also had, my college, I have a little boyfriend. But only thing he wanted to do was just hit it. But at the time, I was a virgin. So I wasn't even trying to even let nobody do that to me. And I got my GED and I came back home. And all hell broke loose. I got the sob story of my life. And so, sir, please move. Can I talk? Don't mind. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Oh, Lordy, kids. That's one, my 5-year-old, I can't get rid of him to save my own life. He has to climb my bed every night, just about every night, and he got to be touching on you, and I be on the edge of the bed holding on for dear life. And it's a king size bed, and it's like Boy, you got to get in your own room and go to your own bed. I need me some rest tonight too. So he comes in my room. Sometimes when I don't let him come to my room, he'll sneak in there anyway throughout the middle of the night, and then be the first one open up talking about let's watch some TV. Boy, you don't lay down somewhere. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. You don't get up like this on a school day. And he just liked me because he loved sweets, and I ain't turned down nobody cake. No, so he loves sweets. He has my attitude. My oldest boy, he don't really care about nothing but a video game or something dealing with tech. And he's growing up so fast. He even got a deep voice. It's just sad that his daddy ain't gonna be around to help him with his manhood. So I have to do the best I can with that. I know I've been all over the place on this video right here, but my little boy, he done kind of like knocked my train of thought, because I had a plan of what I wanted to really talk about, but I've got most of the points. But I don't want nobody thinking that I'm out to get anyone, or I got any kind of personal or gender or nothing. But this is my story, and I want to tell it because I'm not able to get my own story in a book right now because I need to have the money to pay for a publisher. So this is the next best option for me. And in the process, I hope I can help somebody that's been in the same situation as I have. Because it's not easy for me to sit here and talk about a lot of things, and it's going to get harder. The conversation is going to get even harder as I unveil, a lot of the things that has happened to me. I never really learned to depend on no one until I got with my husband. And once he beat his drug addiction and stuff, I really let loose and let him start, taking the reins on a lot of different things, especially when it came to finances. I just let him just do that. I felt a sense of relief since he was doing better, and wasn't messing up any money in the house anymore. I feel like I can trust him to take care of this and take care of that. And for the most part, he did. He did what he was supposed to do, and I did what I had to do too at the same time. But our marriage wasn't perfect, but we worked it out. We worked it out a lot of different things. But this time around, since he's decided he wanted to have a new girlfriend, I just don't want to fight no more with that. I thought I was trying to fight for the marriage, but he didn't want me fighting for the marriage, because every time I would try to confront the lady or talk shit to the lady, he would get so mad with me, so mad. But then at the same time, he was like, baby, I want you, Mookie. I don't want nobody. I married you. But what's the difference if you married me or not? I mean, you married me, it's on paper, but you still messing around. So I was going, I thought about just like, just dealing with it, just accept it what it is. But the more I sat on this and the more I thought about it, it just didn't feel right. And I didn't want to go out like that. No. I didn't want my children to see that a mama just gonna settle for anything and just let their daddy do me any kind of way. And I just wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't. I seen a lot of that growing up, and I just didn't want my children to experience that. I try not to expose them to a whole lot of different things that I was exposed to when I was growing up. I was picking up my grandma off the floor because she would drink so much that she would never lay down and go to sleep and sleep it off. She was a walking drunk. She liked to walk all through the house, tearing up stuff, falling over stuff, and that type of thing right there. And a lot of times my mama wasn't even available. She probably was staying with somebody's man or staying at some man's house, with them. So, I had to deal with that. And my grandmama, whew, she just was a hot handful too, especially when she got to drinking. But it's just like I just want to get my story out, And it's therapy for me, and it's therapy for someone else. Because I know I'm not alone. You know, in the recent years, I've learned to depend on a few family members, you know, that I can really trust. Because me trusting anybody with anything is a lot. And I don't put my trust in a lot of folks these days. You know, I've learned to lean on Lord, on God, and, you know, take it to God. I get advice from the ones I love, but I just apply it to my life and how I want to do things. I'm not going to be boxed in or rushed to make decisions on this and that. I'm going to take my time and think about it. And and pray about it. But I'm going to close this video, and tomorrow I'll be back with another one with some more interesting stories. You know, so if you have my number, you don't have to call to check to see if I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm fine. You know, it's been a long road for me, and you know, this year alone has been extremely crappy. But my goal is to make 2022 even better for me and my kids, and it starts here right now with YouTube. But I'm going to sign off, and just and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching my video, and please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye bye.